Many of us, we interpret the word akhlaq to mean how we treat people. But that's not true. That's a false meaning of akhlaq. This idea of translating akhlaq as manners, how you treat people, how you smile at people, and just your external dealings, this is a false, broken, inaccurate translation. Akhlaq has two categories. Your akhlaq with people and your akhlaq with Allah. Your inward appearance with people. What qualities do other people see in you? Do they see you to be patient? Do they see you to be sincere? Do they see you to be trustworthy? Do they see you to be kind? Everything that's not to do with your physical appearance, the appearance of your soul to people, and then the appearance of your soul to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How does Allah perceive you to be? Are you sincere with your friend, but then you are not genuine with Allah? Are you trustworthy with your friend, but not trustworthy with your salawat? Are you, etc., etc.? So there's two, you can say there's two lenses or two CCTV cameras that's going to be put on your akhlaq. One is with people and one is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imam al-Shafi'i famously said, فَصِيحًا إِذَا مَا كَانَ فِي ذِكْرِ رَبِّهِ وَفِي مَا سِوَاهُ فِي الْوَرَى كَانَ أَعْجَمًا. When I am interacting with my Lord, I am the most eloquent man. So much so that when I talk to other people, it's like I don't even know any Arabic. The way I deal with Allah is at a much higher level of akhlaq than the way I deal with other people. For most of us, it's the opposite. Before we go to meet somebody, the level of beautification and the level of oud and itr and checking and making sure there's no blemishes and foundation, make sure there's not a single crack on the face, nothing, everything's be perfect, spick and span, smooth, the oiling of the hair and all of this cosmetic treatment just to see somebody. If somebody exits the house without doing all the cosmetic stuff, la ilaha illallah, what a tragedy, what a disaster, right? But then how do we present ourselves to Allah? We have no care of how that's looking. When you think about akhlaq, it's very important to think not just about your akhlaq towards people, but your akhlaq towards Allah. And so really the first practical step is a self-evaluation, al-muhasabah. This is the first practical step. Write it down if you're writing it down. The Prophet ﷺ said, حَاسِبُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ قَبْلَ أَن تُحَاسَبُوا. Evaluate yourself before Allah evaluates you. You don't want Allah to hold you to account and be surprised. وَبَدَا لَهُم مِّنَ اللَّهِ مَا لَمْ يَكُونُوا يَحْتَسِبُونَ وَبَدَا لَهُمْ سَيِّئَاتُ مَا كَسَبُوا وَحَاقَ بِهِم مَّا كَانُوا بِهِ يَسْتَهْزِئُونَ. There are some people who will be surprised about what they find out from Allah on the Day of Judgment. You don't want to be surprised. It's better you know it beforehand. Most scary hadith, Prophet ﷺ, is the hadith of the bankrupt person. The Prophet says to companions, أَتَدْرُونَ مَنِ الْمُفْلِسِ. Do you know who is a bankrupt person? They said, مَنْ لَا دِرْهَمَ لَهُ وَلَا دِينَارٍ. The person with no gold and silver. He says, no. It's a person who did many good deeds in this earth, but then on the Day of Judgment, their good deeds become nothing because they cursed that person and backbited this person, treated that person horribly, were impatient with this, lost their temper, so Allah reduced their deeds until there was nothing. You don't want, and I don't want to be in that situation. So what does that require? Number one, it requires to sit down, have an honest conversation with yourself about who am I and what are my good and bad qualities. If you sit down, you evaluate yourself, I have an anger problem. I have an anger problem. Go and find out all the hadith and ayat related to anger and its harms and its punishment and its consequences. If you, for example, evaluate yourself, for example, me, I'm a very lazy person. Go and read all the hadith related to laziness and its consequences. You need to know what will be held against you on the Day of Judgment if you continue this way. This is a impetus for change. There are some qualities that are, you have a fitrah. It's in your innate disposition to be more in this way. And then you build on these qualities based on environment, based on your teachers, based on your parents, based on your mentors, based on your experience in life. You either become more this or you become less of this based on your environment. But there is a base, a default level of qualities that a person is born with in the world. Now, many people try to change themselves. I'm lacking patience, I want to become patient. I'm very good with people. I'm always smiley and charismatic, extroverted. Okay, I want to change this. I want to become more introverted. Ibn al-Qayyim gives a beautiful analogy. He says, I want you to imagine that all of you are stuck in a house and you know that a wave is going to come and it's going to destroy the house. There's going to be a flood coming. You're in a monsoon season in Bangladesh and you're stuck in a building. He said, you have three options now. The first option is to lock yourself in the house and to try to protect yourself. And what will happen is you will drown and everybody inside the building will drown. The second option that a group of people will do is they will try and see if they can manipulate the water in some way. Can they change the direction of the water in some way? What can they do with this torrent, this current, this stream of water? And he said there's a third group of people who will see the river is moving like this. Can we direct the water in another direction or another land so that it can have a beneficial effect? And he said these are the smartest people. Meaning, he says, changing your fundamental qualities is very difficult. If you're extroverted, if you're introverted, if you're great with people, if you're not so good with people, if you're patient, this is very difficult. One of the best things that a person can do is understand themselves, number one. What are your unique strengths Allah gave you with? And number two, rather than sweating so much on changing who you are, try to focus and see how can I worship Allah through these qualities. Rather than forcing yourself to change your fundamental personality, he said, look for a way to worship Allah where you use your strengths. So Khalid ibn al-Walid radiallahu anhu, if we look at two polar opposite personalities, Abu Bakr and Umar. In most of the major decisions in the life of the Prophet ﷺ, Abu Bakr and Umar, they go in two completely different directions. Completely different directions. After the Battle of Badr, the prisoners of war. What does Abu Bakr say? Free them. What does Umar say? Okay? Two different directions. In the treaty, the peace treaty of Hudaybiyah, what does Abu Bakr say? He says, compromise. Right? The Meccans are asking for these big demands. It's okay, give it to them. It's okay. Give it to them. There's a bigger play. What does Umar ibn Khattab say? He's furious. Well, how could you compromise on these things? This is a complete failure. Two completely different personality types. They're both righteous men, but they're both suited to two different types of leadership. Two different temperaments, two different personalities, two different qualities.